So I got a message on Facebook the other day from an old friend of mine, and we were joking back and forth about my first job with him, which was not a very glamorous job. It was bagging coal for people's coal stoves in southern New Hampshire. And it was my first taste of incentive-based compensation as opposed to hourly, shoveling coal. But it was a job, and I got paid, I think it was like 40 cents for every bag into which I put 50 pounds of coal. And we had a scale, and I had a shovel and a pile of bags and the zip ties, So I started out, putting the bag on the scale and shoveling 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoop, whatever, dozen scoops, whatever. I don't remember the count, but it was a pain in the ass, And I'd get to 50 pounds, I'd zip tie the bag, put it in the tractor, drive it across the way. I did this for, several days, a week or two maybe. And then I'm like, there's just got to be a better way. So I jumped on my BMX bike and I rode up the hill to the local hardware store, and I bought a 8-inch length of stovepipe, about 3 feet tall, for wood stoves. And rode back down the hill to the coal bin, and I took one of the bags, then I stuffed it down into the stovepipe, folded the lip over the top, and I took the stovepipe and I scooped it into the big pile of coal, near full. I picked the whole thing up, I set it on the scale, and I pulled the stovepipe off, and all the coal settled into the bottom of the bag, and I'd take one more scoop of coal and throw it in, and it was 50 pounds every time. Almost every time, almost exactly 50 pounds. So instead of 15, 18 shovelfuls, it was bag in the pipe, scoop into the coal, put it on the scale, pull the pipe, one more scoop, 50 pounds. I was like, sweet! So I'd zip tie it, throw it in the tractor. Next thing you know, I buzzing back and forth across the yard with buckets full of the tractor bucket full of bags of coal. And I'd end up going in on a Saturday as a sophomore in high school. I'd work 4 hours, I'd make 80 bucks. I'd go in after school, during the week, make 20, 40 bucks each night, And at the time, of course, this is the early 80s. And I was so young, I was like, this is a fortune. I was absolutely killing it. And I remember the guy working in the office, super nice guy, much older than me, of course, at the time, He was a little pissed off because I was making more money than he was. He'd been working there for, a decade or so. I've always kind of gravitated, as a result of that to some degree, towards incentive-based compensation, either commission sales or, entrepreneurship, kind of like what we're doing now, flipping, restoring houses, building houses. It's a roller coaster. You have good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks, good deals, bad deals. That's one of the reasons I enjoy doing what we're doing so much. So, phone's blowing up again.